So this week, my book comes out, Intuitive Eating for Life, if you haven't already heard me talk about this. The official release date is this Thursday, December 1st, though I already received the copy that I pre-ordered on Amazon because I like to pre-order my own book because I'm a child. And it is something I think you could post your reviews early on. And I just want to ask you for something, to ask you for a favor, which is if you read the book, to post an honest review. That benefits me, but it also benefits the intuitive eating process, awareness of intuitive eating. In the words of Evelyn Tribole, we need more books in this area. We need more awareness in this area. And anytime we choose to buy something that is anti-diet as opposed to pro-diet, I think we're turning the tide. Someone had gotten in touch with me to let me know that they had searched for my book, and one of the suggested sponsored links that popped up on Amazon was a diet book. And, they were kind of lamenting this in a DM that they sent. And I'm not surprised. I get it. And at the same time, the progress is slow, but it can be consistent if we are making these conscious choices along the way. So if you do choose to get the book and you do choose to share your thoughts about it, I just really appreciate that. And the same goes for any other book or card deck or podcast that you experience that has an anti-diet message. When you leave those reviews, when you share it, when you rate it, those things have an impact on just the bigger picture. So little by little, I hope that we're pushing this in the right direction. And just as an aside, this book sort of feels like a transition point for me, because one of the things that I've really cared about for a really long time is to make the teachings of both intuitive eating and mindfulness and meditation equitably accessible, regardless of financial circumstances, regardless of just intersectional identities and things like that, because the truth is that it's not equitably available. It's not possible for most people to work with somebody like myself one-to-one on a weekly basis, certainly not for the rest of their lives, which I believe is the course over which this intuitive eating process unfolds. So this marks this kind of first conscious step toward making these teachings more available. And I hope you stay tuned, because in 2023, I'll be launching an Intuitive Eating for Life community in which we have an opportunity to gather together live several times a week. And I'll be providing more and more content every month for us to benefit from, but also it'll be this sort of gathering place, a sort of almost like an AA model or an OA model or even a Weight Watchers model, because I'm convinced that it's the ability to connect with one another that has allowed those programs to exist as long as they have. So I want people to have other options and be able to have that sort of community aspect within an anti-diet intuitive eating context. And in the meditation world, Sangha, we talk about the three jewels, the Buddha as an example of a human being who woke up to the nature of reality, the Dharma, the teachings of the Buddha, the teachings of this reality, this truth, and the Sangha, the community. That's where the rubber hits the road, where we relate to each other, right? That's where all our foibles come out. That's also where we shine. And so let's think about ways to create Sangha around this very transformational process of working with our minds and working with our bodies. So please stay tuned. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, do. If you haven't followed me on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, wherever you go, do, because we'll be keeping you updated on all of these new offerings as they come up, as well as lots of free things, lots of podcasts, lots of freebies, that ongoing Wednesday morning meditation group. If you haven't joined us, please do join the mailing list for just that, so that you get the recordings, even if you can't be there at 9:15 Eastern time. And that's it. That's about as much self-promotion as I'm willing to do. It's not easy for me, but I also really, really care about getting this message out. So facing my fears. And thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for reading. Thank you for all your messages of support. I love hearing how you've personally been touched by these messages of intuitive eating and meditation and the belief in your basic goodness and your innate wisdom. You know, I think this is the way, in the words of the Mandalorian. This is the way. So have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you soon.